It's that first day of the work week again, which means that we are. Oh, was that loud? Is that too loud? Man, I hope I didn't blow out the ears of everyone on YouTube with that high pitched squeal. But we're here talking legendary cards again, and today we're talking legendary cards for everyone's favorite damage character, especially mine, Tyra, who of course once killed the Gorlock with her bare hands. Now, she, as every other champion in this game, has three legendary cards. The first one, First Blood. It gives her 30% lifesteal, which essentially gives her a life rip, a full level up life rip. Next one is Mercy Kill. It affects her Nade Launcher. Nade Launcher deals up to 100% additional damage based on the target's missing health. And finally, Hunting Party, which affects her Hunter's Mark, which will give everyone on your team the benefit of Hunter's Mark. Now, joining me, as most of the time, is an actual better Paladins player than I am, Scott.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
There we go. Now, just for those of you who are familiar with the situation, Tyra is my favorite player in this game. Favorite champion in the game, no lie. I'm not even good at beating her. I just love her kit so much, even though she has no movement. Now, with that being said, this answer is really easy for me. Having tested all three of these out ad nauseum, Mercy Kill is the best legendary card for Tyra, and I'm going to tell you why. Because she turns into a hold the left mouse button down, then when you go to reload, click the right mouse button, and then you literally remove the other player from the game. Their code, the underlying code of Paladins, will remove them from the game, and they won't ever come back. It's a permanent deletion of the character from the game. That's how hard this hits. And by the way, it doesn't just hit the one person, right? So it's an AoE thing. So if three people group up and you hit all three with the nade launcher, it'll do damage on all three based off of how much missing life they have. And it is devastating. So devastating. And if you build around it, you're a murdering machine. Scott, do you understand that you become a machine that murders?
I understand what you were saying by saying that, yes.
Okay. So, tell me, sir, I don't play Tyra. What do you think is the best card?
All right, so I didn't realize this when I was looking into it with Hunting Party, right? It says Hunter's Mark damage increase now it also benefits allies, right?
Yes.
Now, the description for Hunter's Mark says marked enemies are revealed and take 15% increased damage from your basic attacks. So it's just the basic attacks of the rest of your party, right?
Yes.
I'm assuming. Okay. It's been an interesting one because I have looked at Hunter's Mark, and I feel like this is like the sleeping legendary card here in the sense that if you are on a team, a well-coordinated team, this could be devastating because when you have like a Makoa when he hits his ultimate, right? And you're gonna focus fire him or you're gonna focus fire somebody, dropping 15% from each additional person on that person is pretty amazing. But that requires heavy coordination, and to see that true effectiveness, I'm not at that level. So that's why I didn't choose that one. Now I think Nade Launcher, the one you chose, Mercy Kill, is pretty effective, in the sense that using the grenade launcher increases reload time. And if you can do that 1-2 punch, it's extremely effective, especially if their life is low, because it just decimates them. But I feel like that still requires, the grenade launcher requires a certain amount of accuracy in it. And I found myself missing with it. Even as good as I was finding myself missing with it. And I tend to go, and I'm going to go with her the way you go with most other characters, that I get the most out of First Blood. Because here I have a full set of the healing, and I can choose an additional healing on that. So if you pick that, you can choose increased healing from the healer or kill heal. So not only are you getting life steal, but you're also getting, when you kill the guy, you're getting stuff. So it gives you that like free advantage to choose something, and you can stack like you did in your test build, which if anybody wants to see, they can go back and watch.
I played very poorly that game.
Incredibly poorly, but the point
Drinking
is,
again.
a full stack of the healing plus that, and you're pretty amazing as far as self-healing is concerned, because one of her biggest concerns is fleeing, right? So like you said, movement is incredibly difficult with her. So while Mercy Kill is awesome, I feel like surviving is harder and a necessary thing for her, and that's why I like First Blood as the best legendary card for her.
So, what First Blood? I'm gonna tell you that there is no cap for healing in this game that I know of, right? So, like as far as I know, the only thing that's capped is reload speed. Reload speed is capped, I think, at 40%. So you could, in theory, get the full 60% heal if you went full life rip plus First Blood. The reason that I have found that First Blood becomes ineffective is the amount of anti-healing in the game, right? So most people get cauterized already. Like, at least one person on the other team gets cauterized already. Now that Willow's out, Willow has an AoE anti-heal. Someone else has an anti-heal too. Sky's Poison Bolt, I believe,
I think so.
has an anti-heal property to it. So it's already out there to work against this. Now, getting this in addition to the heal then counters the anti-heal, so you're kind of ahead of the game, so you end up leveling out, so you're still getting lifesteal. And then also, with the high mobility of the flanks coming at you, it doesn't give you better survivability than just killing the flank, right? Because with Nade Launcher, with Mercy Kill, the flank is dead. Maeve is dead. Well, okay, Maeve hard to hit because she'll be jumping around, but very valid point. You need to hit the grenade, and if you miss the grenade, boy, are you dead. Like, I'll say that. If you miss that grenade, Tyra has anti-healing in her kit. Sure. Her Molotov cocktail is also an anti-heal.
Is
That's
it?
silly of me to forget. We're talking anti-heal. The character has anti-heal in her kit. Anyway, what do you call it? So yes, missing that grenade is the worst feeling in the world, especially if you're 1v1 any flank that got behind you. Like, any flank that actually flanked you and you're like, just being able to nade kill him is always going to be more effective than the lifesteal. And what hunting party, right? I always penalize best legendary card by if you need coordination, because again, like we play in a team, but when I solo queue, I don't pick a single ability that requires coordination. Like I just don't. I'm not get on comms guy. I'm not active in the chat guy. The only people who are ever active in the chat or getting on comms are people complaining most of the time anyway. So I'm just not part of that crew. But I will say that if you do go hunting party, it actually does tons of damage. Just like you said, you can melt a tank with full hunting party. And also, there's a Sky about or a Cirrus about, and they're invising, and you mark them, for the entire team to be able to see with them is incredibly beneficial. But again, for what most of us are doing when we're solo queuing in casuals, being able to delete someone, anyone, if you have health them if you hit most of your machine gun shots, and if you just follow up and hit, dead Pip, dead other Tyras, dead Victor, dead every flank. The tanks can hold you off. The tanks can fully hold you off. But even then, if you focus the tank as a group with some coordination, whatever, shut your face. But you get what I'm saying. Nade Launcher for the win.
First Blood.
You're not convinced. I win this one. Goonies rule.